Hello everyone, welcome to today's session of CTMT classes. In the last class, we started the syllabus and we discussed about cement, and then we also discussed about manufacturing process of cement. In this manufacturing process of cement, we discussed the general procedure, that how the cement is manufactured, and in that we also discussed the wet process. Okay, in that manufacturing process of cement, there are two processes again, wet process and dry process. We discussed about wet process. Okay, so can anybody explain me what is general process of manufacturing of cement? Is there anyone who can explain me this? The general process of manufacturing of cement lies in this paragraph. Okay, I have explained you this. Is there anyone who can explain me in your own words? Either you can explain in Hindi or English. Okay, both are fine. Not Marathi. Anyone? Anyone among 20 students? No one is there.
सर मी सांगू.
Okay, okay. Please proceed.
पहिल्यांदा जे काही पहले जो रॉ मटेरियल है उसको ग्राइंड कर लेना.
Huh?
ग्राइंडिंग पहिल्यांदा ग्राइंडिंग करायचं, त्यानंतर मिक्सिंग प्रॉपर प्रपोर्शन मध्ये ते जे काही रॉ मटेरियल असतील ते मिक्स करायचे प्रॉपरली. त्यानंतर किल्न मध्ये ते बर्निंग करून घ्यायचं 1300 अंश सेल्सिअस ते 1500 अंश सेल्सिअस पर्यंत. त्यानंतर जे काही क्लिंकर तयार होतंय, नॉड्युलर शेप क्लिंकर तयार होतंय, ते त्याला ग्राइंडिंग करून घ्यायचं फाईन पावडर मध्ये, आणि त्याच्यामध्ये 3 ते 5% जिप्सम त्याच्यामध्ये ऍड करायचं.
Okay. Okay, fine. I am very weak in Marathi. Uh, okay, fine. Uh, Good explanation. Okay, can anybody explain me this wet process of manufacturing? See, it is there on your screen. You can read and explain. Wet process of manufacturing of cement. This is quite lengthier than the general process. Is there anyone? Okay, before coming to the next class, you people can take the screenshot of this slide. Okay, if you want, you take the screenshot of this slide and read it. Okay, when you come for the next class, I will ask once again. Okay, I will ask you to explain this wet process of manufacturing of cement and that general procedure also once again. Okay,
सर
yes.
सर मी गेल्या क्लासला म्हणजे 1च तास लेक्चरला होते, कारण नेटवर्क प्रॉब्लेम मुळे नंतर कनेक्टच होता आलं नाही. एकदा वेट प्रोसेस समजून सांगताल का?
Okay, you want me to explain this once again? No.
हा.
Okay, okay, fine. See, what happens here is, in wet process, the limestone is brought from the quarries is first crushed to smaller fragments. Okay, limestone is one of the raw material in the cement manufacturing process. Okay, this I have explained to you already in the last class. but because of your friend's request, I am explaining once again. Okay, in wet process, the limestone is a raw material. So the limestone is brought from the quarry. Okay, the limestone is available in the quarry. Okay, in the limestone quarry. From there, we will bring it to the cement industry. Okay, and this limestone is available. We'll get it in the form of boulders. Okay, big stone type of structures. So what we'll do? First we'll crush that. Okay, that limestone which is brought from the quarry to the cement industry, we will crush it. Okay, we will crush it to make small fragments. Okay, small stones. Then it is sent to the tube mill or ball mill. Okay, so in that tube mill or ball mill, what happens, we will crush it finally to make a small to make the powder of it. Okay, that limestone is after making the small fragments, we will put it into the tube mill or ball mill. In that tube mill or ball mill, that limestone, we will make the powder of that. Okay, along with that limestone, we will put the clay also, clay or shell, in that ball mill or tube mill. Okay, so after that we will add the water to it. Okay, in that limestone and clay, we will add the water and we will prepare the slurry of that water. Slurry. Okay, so when you put water to that powder, you will get a slurry. This slurry is a liquid of creamy consistency with water content of about 35 to 50%, wherein particles crushed to fineness of Indian standard sieve number 9 and held in suspension. Okay, so what happens when you add water to that powder? Okay, when you add water to that powder, what is that powder? It is a mixture of this one, clay and limestone. Okay, so in that you are adding 35 to 50% of water. After the addition of water, you will get the slurry. Okay, and the slurry should be of the consistency that it should held in suspension in the sieve number 9. Okay, you people might be knowing. Okay, you people might have done that uh, sieve analysis test for sand or for coarse aggregate, right? So you know what is sieve, sieve size, or in that sieve number 9 is there. No, in that if you put that slurry, it should be held in suspension at the top. Okay, that much should be the consistency of that slurry. Okay, now after that the slurry is pumped to the slurry tank. Okay, in that cement industry, big tanks will be there. Okay, different tanks will be there. In that one tank is of slurry tank. Okay, so whatever the slurry you have prepared, you will keep it into the slurry tank. Okay, one slurry tank will be there. In that slurry tank or in that basin, you will keep that slurry. Okay, and when you put that slurry into the slurry tank, what will happen, if you don't do any rotation in that, okay, in that slurry tank, if you don't do any rotation, what will happen? As it is a slurry, water will remain at the top, and whatever the clay and limestone particles are there, no, in that slurry, that will settle down at the bottom. Okay, the limestone and clay particles which are suspended in the slurry will settle down at the bottom because the specific gravity of limestone and slurry is more than water, right? So that's why those things will try to settle down at the water and settle down at the bottom, and water will try to remain at upside. Okay, so that's why to avoid this, okay, to avoid this, what we'll do, we'll do the agitation. Okay, we'll do the we will keep the slurry in agitated condition by means of a rotating arm. Okay, if suppose this is your slurry tank. Okay, so at the center there is a rotating arm will be there. Okay, this will be having a plate like this. Okay, so when this is rotating, okay, so when this rotates, this will not let the slurry uh, to suspend. Okay, the whatever the clay particles and the limestone particles are there in the slurry will not settle at the bottom because this is continuously rotating. Okay, when this is continuously rotating, this will not allow the limestone particles and clay particles to settle at the bottom. Okay, so continuously that tank will be kept in the agitation. Okay, so one rotating arm will be there, it will be continuously rotating. That's why the suspended particles will not settle at the bottom. Okay, then if any material is still uh, settling down. Okay, even after keeping the slurry in a agitating condition or in the rotating condition, if still your material is trying to settle down at the bottom, then from what we'll do, from the bottom we will blow the compressed air. Okay, from the bottom of the tank we will send the air, one compressed air we will send from the bottom. So then what will happen, whatever the contents which is settled down at the bottom will go up again, because from the bottom we are sending the air. Okay, so that's why the whole slurry will remain in a homogeneous condition. Okay, the whole slurry will remain in the homogeneous condition, because we are not letting the suspended particles to settle down at the bottom, right? So this must be done, otherwise the whole particles will settle down at the bottom and only water will remain at the top. Okay, then next is the composition of slurry is tested to give the required chemical composition and corrected periodically in the tube mill, and also the slurry tank by blending the slurry from the different storage tanks. Okay, so in the cement industry, so different storage tanks will be there for other raw materials. Okay, so now in that slurry is there in the tank. No, the slurry is taken as a sample and we will test it. We will test that whether all the quantities of the substances are in a proper quantity or not. Okay, we will test. If anything is missing, then we will add it extra. Okay, and in that slurry we will add other raw materials also. Okay, other raw materials are which are required to prepare the cement, that also will be added. Then we will do the test on that and we'll see whether all the raw materials are present in required quantity or not. Okay, if it is if all the ingredients are present in the required quantity, then what we'll do, finally the corrected slurry is stored in the final storage tank. Okay, one final storage tank will be there. In that final storage tank we will send that slurry. Okay, in that final storage tank also we will keep the slurry in a homogeneous condition by means of agitating slurry. Okay, so that whole slurry which when we will send it into the final storage tank, in that final storage tank also we will keep the slurry in the rotating condition. Okay, in that also there will be a rotating arm, and also from the bottom there is a compressed air which is blowing. Okay, so this will lead to the slurry to remain in the homogeneous condition. Okay, next, now that corrected slurry is there in the this one final storage tank. Okay, now the corrected slurry is sprayed on the top of onto the upper end of the rotatory kiln against the heavy hanging chain. Okay, now first is in the general process, first is grinding. Okay, with that is over. Second is mixing, that is also over. Now third is burning, right? Now burning, it takes place in the kiln. Okay, uh, you might be not getting my voice properly because I am having cold, and maybe my voice is not proper to you, so please bear that. Okay, I'm not able to speak fast because of the cold. Okay, now in the rotatory kiln we have to burn it. Okay, so what if suppose this is a rotatory kiln. Okay, if this is a rotatory kiln, so in that rotatory kiln, okay, in that rotatory kiln, at the top, okay, this is the top. Okay, so this portion is the top and this is the bottom. Okay, this is bottom. Now rotated corrected slurry is sprayed into the upper end of the tank. Okay, so this is the upper end. So in this upper end we are spraying the this one slurry. Okay, and we are spraying it against the hot heavy hanging chain, which here hot heavy hanging chain will be there. Understanding? Okay, these chains are very hot. Okay, these chains are very hot, means at the high temperature these are. So whatever the slurry is there, okay, that slurry, that liquid is there, no, that we will spray it on this chain. Okay, so suppose from here, from the pipe, Okay, from the pump, we are spraying it. What will happen when we spray a liquid on the hot heavy chain? What will happen? So what will happen is this slurry is containing water. Okay, that slurry is containing 35 to 50% of the water. So whatever the water is which is present in the slurry, because when it comes in contact with the hot heavy chain, that water, whichever the water, the whatever the water is present in that slurry will get evaporated. Okay, that water will get evaporated, and the limestone, clay, and other substances, other raw materials which are there will settle and will go to the bottom. Understanding? Okay, the rotatory kiln is an important component of the cement factory. It is a thick steel cylinder. Okay, so this kiln is a thick steel cylinder. It is a thick steel cylinder. Okay, anything from the diameter 3 to 8 meter. Okay, this kiln is having a diameter of 3 to 8 meter, and it is having a length of about 30 to 200 meter. Okay, so this is having a length of 30 to 200 meter and diameter 3 to 8 meter. Understood? And this kiln is will be able to rotate on its own axis. Okay, suppose this is axis here, and this whole kiln also will be can be rotated. Okay, now the slurry begin to spread against the hot surface of the of the flexible chain, loses the moisture and becomes the flake. Okay, so when you spray this slurry on the chain, the water will get evaporated, and the raw materials will become flakes, and it will peel off and fall on the floor. Okay, it will peel off, and it will fall on the floor of this kiln. The rotation of the rotatory kiln causes the flakes to move from upper end towards the lower end of the kiln, subjecting itself to the higher and higher temperature. Now that kiln is rotating, right, and it is in a very hot condition. The temperature is around 1300 to 1500 degrees Celsius. Okay, 1300 to 1500 degrees Celsius means here at the top the temperature will be quite less, but as you go down and down, the temperature will become higher and higher. Okay, so the rotation of that kiln will make the material to reach to the higher and higher temperature zone. Okay, the kiln is fired from the lower end. Okay, here at the lower end we will fire. Okay, means we'll give the temperature so that the kiln should become hot. Okay, the fuel is either a powdered coal. Okay, as a fuel you can use the coal, you can use oil, or you can use the natural gas. By the time material rolls down to the lower end, the material get dries. Okay, so first it is a slurry, means it is containing 35 to 50% of water. When that slurry comes in contact with the hot heavy chain, that moisture content will get evaporated, and the material will peel off, and it will fall down. So as the material fall down, it will face the higher and higher temperature. When it reaches at the bottom, it will get completely burnt, and it will get completely dry. Okay, so when it faces the higher temperature, when it reaches at the bottom, that material will become uh, this one, what we call boulder type of structure, nodular shaped clinker. Okay, that material will become nodular shaped clinker. Okay, from this kiln we will take out the nodular shaped clinker. Then that nodular shaped clinker will be crushed, and we will make the powder of that. Okay, now to that powder we will add 3 to 5% of gypsum. Okay, 3 to 5% of gypsum, and your cement is ready. Understood? So the general process of manufacturing of cement we have studied. So this wet process, the wet process and dry process will only come in grinding and mixing. In grinding and mixing, the remaining process of burning and making powder of that and adding this term is same. Understood? So this is wet process of mixing. Okay, understood? So this was a revision of yesterday's class, means previous class. I hope you people have understood. So here we'll start from today's explanation. So this is a flow chart of wet process of manufacturing. Just a minute. Okay, now this is the wet process of manufacturing of cement. Okay, let me explain you this. First, here the limestone is brought from the quarry. Okay, so we have seen the explanation. Okay, just now I have explained you this wet process of manufacturing. Now we will see the flow chart of that. Okay, first the limestone is brought from the quarry. Then that limestone is crushed. Okay, we will crush this limestone, first bringing the limestone from the quarry, then crushing it, and we will make the powder of that, and we will keep it in the storage basin of the limestone. Okay, next is clay is one more raw material. Okay, limestone is one raw material, clay is one more raw material. Now that clay is brought from the its place. Okay, now that clay is washed. Okay, in the wash mill we will wash the clay, because that clay contains many impurities. Okay, so we will wash that clay, then this clay is stored in the storage basin of the clay. Okay, first we are bringing the raw limestone from the quarry. We will be making the powder of that, means we are crushing it, and we are keeping it in the storage tank, or storage tank of limestone. Second, we are bringing the clay. That clay contains many impurities, so we will wash that clay, and we will keep in the storage basin of the clay. Okay, next, wet grinding mill to make the slurry. Okay, now that clay and limestone, okay, in the grinding mill. Okay, in the grinding mill we will put both of them together, and we will crush it once again, and we will add 35 to 50% of water, and the slurry is prepared. Okay, so by adding limestone and clay and 35 to 50% of water, we will make the slurry. Next, blending of slurry to the correct composition, means for that slurry we will do the test, and we'll see whether all the raw materials are present in the required quantity or not. Okay, other than clay and limestone, other substances are also required, which we'll see in the coming classes. Okay, because that also there in your syllabus, means what are all the substances and how much quantity to be added. So that all are there in the coming classes. We'll see that. Now, that for that slurry, all the materials are added in the correct composition. Okay. Now, after preparing the slurry of the required quantities and a corrected slurry, we will store that slurry into the final storage tank. Okay, final storage tank or storage of corrected slurry. Now, after that, now that finally prepared and corrected slurry is feeded to the kiln. Okay, corrected slurry is feeded to the rotatory kiln, because here we did mixing. Here uh, this one is there, grinding, crushing, right? So grinding of raw material, first step. Second step is mixing. Okay, so this is a mixing, this is a first step. Second step is here, mixing. The third step is burning. Okay, so here burning takes place in the kiln, and here the temperature or the is given, or it is burned by means of powder coal, oil or gas. So this acts as a fuel. Okay, so this oil or gas or coal is used as a fuel to give the temperature to the rotatory kiln. Third step is mixing. Now that slurry is converted into the clinker. So what will happen in the kiln? After burning the slurry, okay, we are adding slurry to the tank, right? We are spraying the slurry to the hot heavy hanging chain. So remember the process, okay? So that slurry is converted into the clinker in the kiln. Okay. Now, when that slurry is converted into the clinker, when that slurry is converted into the clinker, we will clinker is ground in the ball mill. Okay, we will take out the clinkers. Okay, we will take out the clinker from the kiln. Okay, then that clinker is ground in the ball mill. Okay, we will clinker is present in the nodular shaped structure. Okay, clinker is present in the nodular shaped structure. Now that clinker is grinded. Okay, we will make the powder of that clinker. Okay, after making the powder of that clinker, we will add 2 to 3% of gypsum to that. Okay, after crushing we will add 2 to 3% to the that powder. Now your cement is ready. Okay, now your cement is ready. Now that cement is stored in the cement silos. Okay, in the cement silos means one big can type of structures will be there, like that you might have seen somewhere. If you have seen cement manufacturing industry, in that you might be seeing. Okay, so like this silos will be there. In this big silos, we will they will store the cement. Okay, from this cement silos they will send the cement to the packing plant, where that cement is packed into the bags. And when one bag of cement will be of 50 kg, right? So whatever the process of wet process of manufacturing of cement we have seen in the paragraph, that same process is there in the flow chart. Okay, this flow chart is also important in your exam point of view. This is the process of cement manufacturing by wet process. Is there anyone who can explain me this? Is there anyone who can explain me this? Whatever I explained just now, that same thing you have to repeat. First, a limestone is brought from the quarry. It is crushed. Then we will store it into the storage basin. Next, clay is there. That clay is washed with the help of water. Okay, we are washing it, and then we are keeping it into the storage basin. Okay, first here limestone, second clay. Now this limestone and clay both will be grinded and made the slurry by the addition of 35 to 50% of water. Now that slurry is we'll do the test on that slurry. We will see whether all the required this one raw materials are present in the required quantity or not. If it is correct, then we will send it to the corrected slurry tank. After that, that slurry is sent to the kiln. Okay, that rotatory kiln is having a temperature of about 1300 to 1500 degrees Celsius, and it is heated by means of uh, powdered coal, oil or gas as a fuel. Now that slurry is get will get converted into the clinker, nodular shaped clinker. Now that clinkers are crushed in the ball mill, and we'll make the powder of that. To that powder, we will add 2 to 3% of gypsum, and your cement is ready. Now that ready cement is stored in the cement silos, and from the cement silos, we will take the cement and we will send it to the packing plant. This is the flow chart. Like that, you have to explain. Is there anyone who can explain like this? If you remember this flow chart, you can easily remember the whole process of wet process of manufacturing. Is there anyone who can explain?
सर मी सांगू?
Okay.
पहिल्यांदा जे काही क्वेरीज मधून आपल्याला लाईमस्टोन वगैरे भेटतं ते क्रश करून घ्यायचं. त्यानंतर ते स्टोरेज बेसिन मध्ये घ्यायचं. त्यानंतर जी काही क्ले घ्यायची आणि ते वॉश मिल मध्ये त्याला वॉश करून घ्यायचं. त्यानंतर ते पण स्टोरेज बेसिन मध्ये घ्यायचं. त्यानंतर ग्राइंडिंग मिल्स मध्ये ते त्याची स्लरी तयार करायची, म्हणजे लाईमस्टोन, क्ले आणि त्याच्यामध्ये वॉटर ऍड करायचं. 30 टू
35 to 50%.
35% त्याच्यामध्ये वॉटर ऍड करायचं. त्यानंतर म्हणजे करेक्ट कंपोजिशन मध्ये आहेत का ते बघण्यासाठी त्याच्यावर काही टेस्ट केल्या जातात. त्यानंतर ते जे काही करेक्टेड स्लरी आहे ते स्टोरेज म्हणजे जे काही फायनल स्टोरेज टँक मध्ये घेतात. ते जे काही करेक्टेड स्लरी तयार झालेली, त्यानंतर ती रोटरी केल मध्ये 1300 ते 1500 अंश सेल्सिअस टेम्परेचर मध्ये ती स्लरीला पावडर म्हणजे कोल, ऑइल आणि गॅस हे फ्युएल यूज करून तेवढ्या तापमानामध्ये त्याला करतात, गरम करतात. त्यानंतर ते जे काही त्या किल्न मधून क्लिंकर, ती जी काही स्लरी किल्न मध्ये नंतर क्लिंकर तयार होतं. त्याला नंतर बॉल मिल मध्ये म्हणजे ग्राइंड करून घेतात. 2 ते 3% त्याच्यामध्ये जिप्सम ऍड करतात त्यावेळेस, आणि त्यानंतर मग सिमेंट तयार होतं.
Okay, good. Very good explanation. Anyone else? Okay.
सर
Yes. Do you want to explain?
हा सर सर ते कोल, ऑइल, गॅस जेव्हा आपण ऍड करतो तेव्हा टेम्परेचर 1300 ते 1500 का 35 ते 50 असते?
See, 35 to 50% is water which is added during the mixing.
हा
Okay, when we are mixing this clay and limestone, at that time we will add 35 to 50% of water. Okay, and 1300 to 1500 degrees Celsius is the temperature in the rotatory kiln. Okay, in the rotatory kiln, the temperature is about 1300 to 1500 degrees Celsius. Okay, and the slurry contains 35 to 50% of water. When that slurry is sprayed on the hot heavy hanging chain in the rotatory kiln, that 35 to 50% of water will get evaporated. Okay, and other raw materials which is there in the slurry will fall down in the kiln. Whether your doubt is cleared?
हा सर
Okay, do you want to explain? Okay, now just 1 minute is remaining. The session will get disconnected. You please join it back again and I will take your attendance. Okay, so I'm taking only one class today from 10 to 11. So you people join it back again and I will take your attendance. Okay.